Two more mass shootings over the weekend in Ohio and Texas sparked another frenzy as liberals in the media renew their calls for gun control. Some demand solutions to the mental health crisis. Still others say it's because of the alienation of young men today, and progressive politicians, including former President Barack Obama and many 2020 Democrat hopefuls, blame President Trump. Few seem to suggest, let alone address, man's greatest problem: sin. In a culture where discipline and respect for authority are lacking, where people have bowed to the god of self-fulfillment, where narcissists abound, and where young people are coddled and not given healthy boundaries, it's no wonder darkness and violence are increasing. But there is a natural and spiritual law that affects every human being, like it or not. You will reap what you sow. I'm David Fiorazzo, and this is Christ and Culture. In the Old Testament of the Bible, the prophet Jeremiah said, "The heart is more deceitful than all else and is desperately sick. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I test the mind, even to give each man according to his ways, according to the results of his deeds." One glaring problem in our society is the rejection of any fixed moral anchors with which to guide and govern people. Chaos and godlessness are the result. Another clear consequence of removing the one true God from public places is that the culture of death spreads like a disease. For example, abortion is the #1 killer in the world today. Did you know that? More lives are eliminated under the guise of choice than from cancer, heart disease, accidents, and of course, gun violence. Planned Parenthood alone commits over 900 abortions every single day. And by the way, that's one death every 95 seconds. And as a whole, all abortion clinics, businesses, and providers in the U.S. commit about 3,600 abortions a day. This year marks the 50th anniversary of the Woodstock movement, a rebellion aimed at eradicating God and moral authority using music as an escape from reality. Those same ideas and philosophies are popular today: spirituality without religion, sex without consequences, relativism without moral absolutes, and salvation without repentance. The ongoing residual effect is hopelessness. The Apostle Paul warned, quote, "But realize this, that in the last days difficult times will come. For men will be lovers of self, lovers of money, boastful, arrogant, disobedient to parents, ungrateful, unholy, unloving, without self-control, haters of good, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God." Sounds like American culture in the world today, doesn't it? The truth is, human beings were born with a sin nature, and we all fall short of God's standard. Now, on Monday, Tucker Carlson of Fox News quoted author and cultural observer James Howard Kunstler on the recent mass shootings and violence that he believes results in part from isolation and the modern void of lacking social interaction. Take a look.
So what's the real diagnosis? James Howard Kunstler, one of our wisest cultural observers, summed it up this way, quote, "This is exactly what you get in a culture where anything goes and nothing matters. Extract all the meaning and purpose from being here on Earth and erase as many boundaries as you can from custom and behavior, and watch what happens, especially among young men." Kunstler's right. Young men are the problem. Many of our boys are living in what Kunstler describes as an abyss of missing social relations. No communities, no fathers, no mentors, no initiations into personal responsibility, no daily organizing principles, no instruction in useful trade, no productive activities, no opportunities for love and affection, and no way out.
Now, last year, in the first weekend of August, 66 people were shot, 12 fatally, in Chicago. Shootings across that city this past weekend left 7 people dead and another 52 people wounded in one weekend. Now, this is the unreported new normal for Chicago and many inner cities in America. When we forget the value of life and what's important, apathy and hopelessness result. Depression and suicide rates among teenagers continue to skyrocket, and it seems answers are difficult to come by. According to the Pentagon, Military suicides reached an all-time high last year. And now, a majority of Americans support physician-assisted suicide. You can lawfully murder an elderly person in 5 states so far. Now, it's time to expand our discussions about mass shootings and guns to include abortion, suicide, euthanasia, and we need to go deeper than mental health, and let's talk about the Bible. But we're simply unwilling to do that. Evil is something God neither intended nor created, but we're not robots. If we are truly free, then we have the free will to choose moral evil rather than good. This is why we need laws and morality. We can't allow our hearts to grow cold as Christians because without love, it is impossible to show compassion to those who are suffering and to obey God's command to love our neighbor. As for those who commit lawless deeds such as murder, there will be a day of reckoning. Judgment is coming. Solutions aren't easy, but in the book of Ecclesiastes, one of the wisest men to have ever lived on earth put it this way, quote, "The conclusion when all has been heard is, fear God and keep his commandments, because this applies to every person. For God will bring every act into judgment, everything which is hidden, whether it is good or whether it is evil." I'm David Fiorazzo. God bless you and keep speaking the truth about things that matter.